It's 11 o'clock, 11:03 in the Eastern Time Zone, and welcome to Stupid O'Clock News. I'm Lewis Lee. We are sponsored by Captain Dan's High Flying Blunts. Welcome to the news. Sparks, Maryland, growing increasingly irked by the inconsiderate behavior employees at a local advertising firm, Valley Media, were reportedly annoyed Friday that their coworker Josh Goldberg kept sending annoying after-hours emails about how he's trapped in the office elevator. It's hard to enjoy my downtime when my phone keeps buzzing with messages outlining how Josh has been stuck in the elevator since Wednesday or whatever, said employee Rita O'Toole, confirming that she had been forced to ignore over a dozen work-related emails, several Slack messages, and a voicemail begging for help. I understand this project of extricating himself from the small windowless box in a downtown office is important to him, but it's the last thing I feel like thinking about during the long weekend. At press time, O'Toole was reportedly relieved the flurry of messages had stopped after Goldberg passed out from lack of oxygen. That's the news. On with the show. Well,
got nothing. I don't even have a rim shot for that one. Wow. Yeah. You know,
the drums are over there.
Yeah. What I was going to say is when you going to do one like that, just have the camera set up on your drum set. You do your own rim shot.
I don't know if I could run over that fast without breaking something because, I mean, gee whiz, look, I'm patched like a Christmas tree here. I got my blue light over here, my fuchsia light over here. I've got a fill light and a key light here. Oh, holy moly.
Everything to go production, huh?
Well,
ahead, hey, Skunk, how are you doing
all this stuff is portable. Almost everything can be run on batteries. It's really cool. Big old honking batteries that can power these colored lights. So
bringing everybody in.
Portable TV studio.
There's Dan.
Heather,
You're muted.
Gang is all here for the first time in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Remember that John doesn't have rights to do anything right now.
What?
And Heather is enjoying the hell out of that.
Computer messed
No,
up.
I'm not. He was sitting down
No,
there.
you are.
And I didn't know if Joe was waiting for him to bring himself in.
Yeah, I was.
John can't bring himself in right now.
Yeah, I'm a civilian now. So.
Good. Keep it that way.
You're busted.
Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving holiday.
I did.
Pretty good. Yeah, I had to listen to a lot of politics with the family get together.
I got a refrigerator full of food.
Go ahead and email me some.
Okay. I made my mom her famous green bean casserole. Okay. And Barry doesn't like the green bean casserole, so I made it for her. Took it over there. My mom doesn't like green bean casserole.
She made it.
She taught me how to make it.
So that she didn't have to anymore.
That makes sense.
Well, she doesn't eat it.
Well, no. You can make a thing you don't eat.
Yeah.
And be really, really good at it.
I took green bean casserole and said, nobody over here eats that.
You had a lot of leftovers.
Blake, the thing is, you can always make it more consistently when you don't eat it, because then you're just going strictly by the recipe. You're not improvising. You're not going by taste. So, see, my wife's biggest complaint with me is that I'm inconsistent. I'm always a good cook.
Adding a little
tastes different. And she'll say, oh, I want you to make it just like this every time. This is perfect. And I'm like, I have no flipping idea how much of it I'll put in it.
Hey, I'll take all your production equipment down to the kitchen.
Way.
Happy birthday, Carly.
And do a cooking
and anniversary.
I wish my kitchen was big enough. I really do. Because I would. I had actually reserved the domain name bachelorsurvival.com. and I was going to put up videos on. I may still do it as a YouTube channel because I let the domain name go, but I may do it as a YouTube channel teaching guys how to fend for themselves, how to cook, how to iron, how to do laundry, stuff like that. Because I went to an all boys high school and we had home ec, but no guy is going to sign up for home ec, so they called it bachelor survival. And we learned how to prepare.
Really strange at prom.
Huh?
That must have been really strange at prom.
Well, we had a sister high school.
GPS.
So it's kind of
No. You're talking Louisiana.
Yeah, I'm from Louisiana. I was in East Jefferson High School, and the girls' school was Riverdale. Not the one from Archie, but
I know y'all are wanting the updates.
Oh, yes.
oh, it's so cute.
Heather, full screen him.
Yeah, full screen.
This is Stripe. He was the firstborn.
He got an eye patch.
He's got 2 eye patches.
Oh, wow.
Looks like he's wearing eye black. He's about to play
He's like,
football.
this is not where I want to be. Put me back.
No.
It's a goth chihuahua.
And then
A Gothwawa?
the next born, I called her Jersey,
Oh,
little girl.
same eyes.
They're getting so much bigger.
Mhm.
Yes, they are. And then the next born,
And they're not even a week old yet.
no, this is Princess Bean. My sister had a chihuahua named Bean, and the markings are very similar. So she got Princess Bean the second. And the last born is Spot.
Oh,
Look at that big old head.
They're
dude,
first
I don't
really
even like
coming in.
flowers. Those are cute.
Look at that giant dome. Probably can't even walk with the head that big.
He was the runt, and he's gained 30 grams in the first 3 days of life.
Well, I remember one side of his face was more of a pink patch, and you can see his hair's really coming in well.
Yeah.
How is Mama doing?
Mama's doing fine. She's about fed up with them. They are constantly nursing. They're sound asleep and attached to the teat.
That's about right.
Yeah, that was me too.
She's not as plump and round anymore.
Oh, hold on, sweetie. Your door's over here. Don't, dummy. You need to quit jumping over that.
Sweetie to dummy in 2 seconds.
Sounds like they're married.
Typical pet owner.
Yeah. Oh.
So anyway, my brother's cat on Thanksgiving, he had the stray cat that was pregnant, and she had 2 kittens. One of them died, and this is her first litter. She was malnourished when he found this cat, and he got her plumped up pretty good, so she's okay now. But the kitten, this cat just doesn't know how to take care of a kitten, apparently. So we had to make the formula. We've been nipple feeding the cat.
Good old KMR.
It still hasn't. It still has an umbilical cord attached, and it's like the tiniest little thing you've ever seen. But it's a fighter. It keeps heading for the tit. So.
Yeah, she didn't know how to nurse at first. And
You told me she was afraid of the first one after it came out.
Yeah, she was scared to death of the first one. I was like, what the hell is that?
Well, Joe, you do that too.
That's what I was thinking. I didn't want
If
to say it.
something
I'm
living pooped out you would do.
And you had the scissors nearby, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we had to cut the cord on all of them.
Mm.
But all the cords have broke off now, so I guess that's a good sign for the cords to come off this quick.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm wondering about my brother's kitten. I'm not sure how it works with cats, if they like chew on the cord or anything like that. But
Most animals will eat the placenta to replace the nutrients that they lost in the birth process.
Yeah, she did do that.
That surprised me when I was playing midwife for my oldest boy's pit bull. Yeah.
They have to lick the dogs to get them to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And part of their licking, they're also cleaning around the umbilical cord. And that's what's going to have it fall off.
Yeah, she got the first placenta she sort of looked away from and all that, but then once she started eating, when the rest of them, it was like she was chowing down on dinner.
Lord, give me strength, sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, Heather, you're wanting to be the midwife. Aren't humans supposed to do that too?
Well, there are some people who asked for theirs to be saved, and then they take and they'll prepare it or they'll freeze it and turn it into a dry powder. Like you can buy placenta through
you can
certain markets.
You can go GNC probably nowadays.
But yeah, it's supposed to have all kinds of stuff in it that's good for replenishing blood loss. It's good for your hair. It's good for your nails. It's good for your skin. You can put it. There's some shampoos that you can buy that have it in it.
Well, it's kept a baby alive for 9 months, so it's got to be oxygen rich too.
I guess y'all can hear that.
Yes,
Yeah, a
we
little
need-
bit.
Now that's Donna standing over in the corner off camera with a little balloon.
I can see that being a thing.
Y'all will be proud of me.
What'd
We're
you
We're always proud of
We're
you.
always we're always proud. What'd you
great.
do this time?
I have a PC.
Yay, PC Master Race.
I had to get another computer up and running so that I could play Minecraft because it slows my Mac down too much to do anything other than schoolwork on it. So I finally got the PC up and running. And it can't play much, but it can play Minecraft.
That's this potato right here. Can't play much, but it's decent enough to do whatever.
I can't play Among Us anymore.
Put it on your phone.
I ain't gonna play on my phone. I'm gonna play here on the computer.
Well,
It's free on your phone.
Yeah, it won't let me play because it needs an update, but they want another $5 for the update. So guess what?
Joe, what are you talking about? Another $5 for the update? Are you playing on Steam?
From the manufacturer.
Go to Steam.
Just play on Steam. It's not that hard, man. You shouldn't be getting charged for updates unless it's DLC.
and you don't need DLC.
No.
You don't need the DLC. Just buy it on Steam. Oh my god, download Steam and install it. Like literally right now, as we're going through the show, I want you to download Steam and install it. If you're playing any video games on your PC, you're doing it through Steam. Or possibly GOG or the other one, Epic. But Steam has like 8 billion games on it, and it's stuff all the way from like the early 90s to today, right? And it keeps track of what you own. If there's any updates, there's games that came out, 20 years ago
that they're now updating.
Recently got patch fixes because a new bug was found that only affected the newest version of Windows or whatever, and the developers are still working on the game. You can't get those unless you get the game on Steam.
Okay.
Like even if you own the CD, the only thing you can do is put the CD key into Steam and get it that way.
I just
Do you
play it on
remember
my phone.
Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds?
I think I have that game.
I've got it too. I love that game.
I love
it's
all those
basically-
games.
It's what is it? Age of Empires
Hmm.
from Microsoft, but it's basically in Star Wars form. And they had a backup disc that was all the new episode stuff that they added to it. And that's on Steam, and it's updated for all the new computers. They got rid of a lot of the old known bugs too.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Okay,
anyone
well, I'll have to try it.
is
I
anyone
lost all
watching the
my-
Tyson fight
Steam
right now?
is a very
No.
good place to get games. It's you've got a community inside of it that you can chat with, but they are like a certified. So all of the stuff through them is legit, and they guarantee it, and they help manage it. It's a really good place.
And the thing about it is, right, with Steam, okay, this is what's great about Steam. Let's say a new video game comes out, and it's not only a video game that your computer can run, but it's something that you would actually want to play. When it comes out brand new, though, it's $30. It just came out, right? Okay, it's Steam. Wait a month. It'll be 95% on sale, and you'll be able to get it for $1.
Yeah, or use the Humble Store or something like that. get it.
Another thing about Steam, if you install it on one computer and then you go to another computer, you can download it on the new computer and not
Yeah.
have to pay for the game again.
Exactly. You own the games for life.
Because it's like serves as a cloud in a way. It keeps a log of all the games that you've purchased.
And here's what's really, really, really super cool, and also a little bit messed up, but it is on the cool side, right? There are games that have been removed from Steam, right? There are games that have been removed from Steam for various different reasons, copyright issues, whatever, right? But if you already paid money for that game, you get it for life no matter what. So my friend Audrey, with their Steam account, they have the Mortal Kombat collection, which you can no longer get on Steam. But they have it, and they can install Mortal Kombat's 1 through trilogy on their PC. I can't, because it's not available anymore.
Well, are you doing family playing with them? Sometimes,
Even if you do the family thing, it won't let you.
it won't split it up.
Literally,
Okay.
Audrey's the only one. Yeah, because me and Audrey do share games, but Audrey's literally the only one that can install that right now.
Yeah,
That-
buddy and I
know.
do the family planning
And-
together. We have like 600 games together, something like that, 700 games.
Steam is across all the consoles, yes?
No,
Like
No,
Xbox
PC.
and PC? Just
No.
PC?
It's the only.
It-
However, because
there are games that
there's a
are
lot of
cross platforms.
there's a lot of stuff in Steam. There's a lot of stuff in Steam because it's a Windows-based. Technically it's a Linux-based platform, but they put it to Windows first, and then they made a Linux version later, and then they also have a Mac version. But since most games for PC are for Windows, they're not for Linux or Mac, right? A lot of those games are cross-platform compatible with Xbox because Xbox is doing all their stuff cross-compatible with Windows. So if you have Windows, you can play with Xbox players. And there's a lot of games that are cross-platform anyway. So like Among Us, for example. It doesn't matter what kind of phone you have or what kind of computer you have. If you install Among Us, you can play with other Among Us players. Not every game is like that. Don't confuse them.
All right. Well, I'll try that tomorrow.
And it's is absolutely 100% worth it. Steam is a free program, and once you have it installed, like I said, you could, even if you own the game and you decide, you know what, you don't want it installed on your computer anymore, you can just click the uninstall button and it goes away. There's free games on there. There's really super cheap games. Stuff goes on sale all the time. The worst part is the worst part of Steam is if you buy a game and you find out it doesn't run on your computer, even though you think it should, right? But there's a really easy fix for that. You can actually click a button and refund your purchase.
Mm-hmm.
It's not permanent. You've got like 48 hours to do that once you install the game.
If I may interrupt, how badly am I lagged tonight?
I don't know.
You're right on tonight.
They have Among Us for $3.99 right now on Steam for the Black Friday special.
Well,
See?
the reason I asked was that y'all are coming in and out of phase.
No, you're perfectly in sync to me.
Well, you are at the moment, but whenever Skunk or Joe or Heather talks, it either waits a minute and then catches up, or it just lags like hell.
Maybe it had something to do with the top row.
Did you do the antivirus thing like normal?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
that's now automatic every time I go.
Yeah, and like you answered immediately, so yeah, you're good.
Well, yeah, you're in sync. It's just
I'm more of a Backstreet Boys guy, but that's okay.
I'm a
Run
new kids. Sorry,
Dad,
new
Run
kids.
DMC, right?
Oh,
Well, you know what? Actually, I do want to comment on that right there, because I've been listening to a lot of Sam and Dave and Joe Cocker.
Yeah.
I get the weirdest look. I had to deliver a check to our Thunder Creek Harley Davidson down there in Dalton, and I pulled up and I was listening to Joe Cocker, and the two bikers outside looked at me and they were like, "You're too young to know who Joe Cocker is."
You hang out with cool people.
No, I know who Joe Cocker is because I know who Joe Cocker is because of the Wonder Years. Let's be fair.
Exactly, yeah.
That's why everybody loves that song.
Yeah, I got into that on Facebook here this week. All of a sudden, I wanted to hear "You Can Leave Your Hat On," and Joe Cocker was the one that came up first, but I wanted Randy Newman's version, so I had to hunt for it, and got into a discussion about this, that, and the other thing, and the consensus was between the I and the people I was talking with at the time. Randy Newman's a real good songwriter. Some of his older stuff is kind of problematic nowadays because there's some themes in there that are not quite
like the weird hat kink, you know.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, I mean, I was thinking of Rednecks is not something that I enjoy listening to anymore because it's kind of dated. It's not the 70s cool anymore for that.
well, I feel personally attacked by one of the songs. So,
No.
Yeah,
Which one would that be? I wonder.
My favorite of his is Louisiana 1927. For obvious reasons.
yeah, but one of his most
It was
popular
about
is
the flood of 1927. It's in all the papers.
one of his most popular is "You Got a Friend in Me."
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, thanks to Toy Story, but
Well, he did the soundtrack for two
by
of
the
those
way,
movies.
You Can Leave Your Hat On. There's another version by Tom Jones that's excellent.
I want.
That would be impressive.
And to be fair, I'm only a fan of the song because it was used as the opening music to the television show Monk. But I like "It's a Jungle Out There." I think that would be my favorite Newman song.
Carl, I'm not even going to acknowledge your comment.
My GoPro switched to widescreen again.
We can't tell because you're in a postage stamp.
Yeah, but it's a wider postage stamp.
Well, you can see more.
Well,
We could see more. Oh, there. Okay.
But
yeah.
Look at that. That's
Oh yeah,
terrible.
I can
Compared
see your
to the other
walls
camera.
are not parallel anymore; they're rounded.
yeah. Well, it's an artifact of going widescreen.
Yeah, I know. I'm familiar with fisheye lenses.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
But I do like the multicolored. How do y'all like the colored backgrounds?
I do like
That's
that.
neat.
Well, if you sit and watch some of the YouTube StreamYard how-tos and all that, that's what they recommend, and that's actually the colors they recommend.
Reminds me of a skating rink.
Oh, it's got
time to
disco
slow
mode.
skate.
It's got I got to show you disco mode, dude.
Uh-oh.
It could be a couple skate, couples only.
I know, couples only, reverse skate.
Couples only. Yep.
Warning
All
for
right.
anybody that's epileptic: don't watch this.
Yeah.
No crap. Okay. Well, too late now. I'm already watching. Ooh, that is very,
Hey Heather,
very
take my
flashy.
full screen.
Isn't that cool? And
That's not as violent
There's
as it.
disco mode,
Yeah, police mode again.
paparazzi. Oh yeah, here's there's lightning, cop car, alternating red and blue light.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen those
Green
plenty
light.
this week.
Oh, at least they're not behind you, Dan.
No, they were in front of me. There was a 3-car pileup at the end of the road where I have to turn off the highway to go home.
Yeah.
I had to re-navigate over to another highway, and fortunately, I don't think anybody was hurt in that one. But on my way home tonight, there was another one in front of our local grocery store, and they were like 5 wreckers and 7 police cars, and what I thought were about 3 ambulances. So that one seems to have been really nasty. And I hope everybody comes out of that all right, because you know.
And Lewis, Carl Whitzman says GoPros seem to have that issue. He said he saw a fix on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So
Hit it with a bigger hammer.
Carl, what fix should I look for? What are they calling it?
Probably fix my GoPro.
GoPro
Well, that would be a
widescreen.
little too vague because GoPros have a host of issues.
GoPro widescreen fix is probably what I would search.
Yeah, that
Okay.
sounds like a good set of keywords.
We're taking the good drugs tonight. The reds.
The red pills.
I'm taking the red pills tonight.
Yeah.
No, I'm not taking rupees. It's
As long as it's not the ones that mother gave you, because they don't do anything
They don't
at
do
all.
anything at all.
Yeah.
We're of an age, I do believe.
Lewis,
Wait a
Lewis,
minute.
go back
We
to
need
that
to-
over-the-shoulder shot you've got,
Okay.
and check out Lewis's disco control board.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
that when he was away from it.
now here's the thing that I want to point out about that, right? I know every single one of those little buttons that's on there that's flashing it, doing all sorts of crazy stuff there actually does something. But does that not just look like remember this scene in Airplane 2 where they were at the space station with William Shatner? And he was all like, why are these lights not flashing in sequence? Get them to flash in sequence.
Pretty much.
Now, Lewis, tell them the truth about the flashing lights on your board.
They're not actually flashing. It's a result of shutter speed on my Lumix
Oscillation.
camera. They're actually solid. As a matter of fact, I'll show you with the GoPro. Oh, look at that.
They
Well, it
flash on the
might not-
GoPro.
It might not be the camera at all. It might be something that StreamYard is doing, because if there's
Oscillation.
It's the refresh rate from the camera going through StreamYard.
Mm. Well, it could have been the oscillation overthruster. Have you tuned it lately?
Well, you know
Oh.
what? Here's
I
the
think
thing.
you're right. I think
It's
you're
It's
right.
got to be in B flat.
You know what it is. You know what it is,
Damn you,
right?
Dan! Damn you, Dan!
So what we're seeing here is we're actually seeing a temporal anomaly that's only possible to see through a camera rather than with your own eyes. And Joe knows a lot about that. Joe, why don't you tell us all about like orbs and stuff?
I got no clue what you're talking about.
Ah.
I have,
Sometimes I love
I have
throwing you under the
video of
bus.
you in your former profession.
Yeah. Yeah, you actually got
Weird.
video.
That's weird as shit. We get that? Oh man, when the lights came on in that exam room, I thought Joe was going to lose his shit.
Just
And if he had had deviled eggs that night, he would have.
that was somebody. That was somebody else in the crowd.
Dude, that picture you posted of the deep fried hard boiled eggs.
Yeah.
Oh, that made my belly hurt just looking at that.
You wanted 3 of them,
Isn't
right?
that a Scotch egg minus the sauce?
Minus the bread crust, yeah.
It's a Scotch egg minus the Scotch.
And the Lippy channel.
Let me ask you this. Can I have a Scotch egg but without the egg? Just the
Yes,
Scotch. I
please.
just want the Scotch.
Yes, please.
And they hand you a piece of wheat toast.
Hey, as long as it's got Scotch to go with it, I'm happy.
Thank you, Carl. Appreciate it.
Somebody. I was talking to somebody about things aging. We were talking about Bruce Campbell, and they said Bruce Campbell ages like fine wine, and I was like, oh, that's an insult to Bruce Campbell. Bruce Campbell ages like Scotch. And he was like
Centauri time?
He goes. So, well, I said that, and he goes, you mean after a while he tastes salty and like turpentine? And I was like, what fucking Scotch have you been drinking?
It must be on the bottom shelf wherever it's at.
Yeah, really
Same.
old.
Comes in a plastic tub.
Old overcoat there.
20-year-old Inverhouse?
I didn't know Scotch came in a plastic bottle.
Inverhouse.
No,
Inverhouse is what I just said. You 20-year-old Inverhouse?
It's
No,
the
let
paper
me tell you.
cartons with the screw off top you have to be wearing.
it's like,
Let me
sir,
tell you.
that's not Scotch that you're buying from AutoZone. Just saying.
Let me tell you. The worst thing you could ever have, though. It is
Taco?
swill. Swill. I mean, we're talking capital S, swill. We were at a furry convention, and my friend Dwarf showed up with a 6-pack of Scotch. Scotch whiskey in 12-ounce cans.
That's bizarre.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God, just thinking about it makes me want to retch. It was that bad. It's the most disgusting thing in the world. Imagine, I'll tell you what it tasted like. You ever been punched in the mouth?
Repeatedly, but I never paid
few times,
attention.
Yeah. You know how you get punched in the mouth, you get all that blood in your mouth, and you're like, and everything tastes like copper for a while?
Yeah.
That's what Scotch in a can tastes like.
No, thank you.
My
Now,
memory is going. What is the other airport in London? International airport in London? Not Heathrow.
Scotland Yard. Oh,
No,
wait,
no,
that's a
airport.
pigs could fly.
Give me a second.
Nobody laughed at my joke.
Yeah. Hey, Skunk. You know
What?
I've still got the bottle of Inverhouse from Outside Con 4 years ago that was gotten for the Mollies.
You could probably clean steel with that.
Why did you? Who got it?
They left it.
Why would you? Who did that to the Mollies? That was disrespectful.
I don't know, but every time they do a show, except for this Halicon, they all take a swig of it.
But that must be like the same way that, like, you know, you see in like frat movies like Animal House and Revenge of the Nerds, where they have the bowl filled with crap that they drink out of as like a, you know, prove your manhood sort of thing. No, with the Mollies, it's Bushmills or Jameson or good Irish whiskey. That's
really.
What the fuck?
The
I've
other
only
airport is
one
London
person.
City.
I've
London City. Heathrow and London City.
I think it starts with a G.
only known one person to actually enjoy drinking Inverhouse. One. Single. Solitary. I know nobody
one.
else.
I know one, and he's right here in the room.
Gatwick. That's an Air Force base, isn't it?
Here.
It's way up.
No.
Never mind. Doesn't matter. My
Should be
point
South London.
is Chewy.
Yeah.
Brandon is the only person I've ever met who would drink it, who liked drinking Inverhouse. It wasn't even like I'll drink it if it's the only thing that's available. No, he preferred it because he's sick. And then you left, and I don't know why you left. Now you're back.
I had to do something. I had to do something you really didn't want to see on camera.
You can't actually see a fart.
No,
Well,
I
you
had
can't
to
if it's
blow my
cold enough.
nose.
Years.
The reason I brought up Gatwick ties into what Skunk was saying. We were there on our waiting for our return flight back to the U.S., and we were already through the security barrier and inside the hellish depths of the inner airport. So kind of like Atlanta, only with more class. And there were vending machines in this one little area, and they had canned gin and tonics, canned whiskey sours, and canned, there was one other drink that I can't remember what it was, but I wasn't bold enough to try that.
Like an old fashioned, probably.
I don't know. It was something traditionally British. But I actually tried the gin and tonics, and they were a little bit too carbonated for what they should have been.
Like that old Beam and Cola, the Jim Beam and Cola cans that you used to get that were just terrible.
Yep. This was the taste was marginal. It wasn't like anything that you would make with fresh ingredients or order at a bar. But it was recognizably gin and tonic, but it was just way too carbonated. And anyway, that was all I wanted to say. But thanks to my senior moment there, it kind of took half an hour.
Yeah, I mean, you're obviously having a senior moment. That was like less than 5 minutes.
Well, maybe.
Thank you,
like
Carl.
Space Rift in time.
When I've got 9 hours to kill in an airport and there's booze available, you better believe that I'm going to take it, especially when I've got a 12-hour flight before I have to drive.
Oh, for those of you in the Chattanooga area, we're supposed to be getting freezing weather Sunday night, so don't forget.
Monday is sleet for Nashville.
Don't forget to weatherize your house, you know.
They're actually calling for snow where I'm at.
Disconnect
Now remember,
water
pick up all
hoses.
these.
Correct.
Here we go. Here we go. Everybody.
Eggs,
Hold on. Okay.
milk,
He's about to make a
bread.
bread, milk, and eggs joke.
Me? Make
It's
a bread,
apparently-
milk, and eggs?
No. I was talking about Blake because apparently the big joke is that whenever it's about
You gotta
be
make French toast. Yeah.
about to be
You have to
snowed,
make-
you have to make
yeah.
French toast.
No bottled
I thought
water.
it was a milk sandwich.
Oh no, it's French toast. That's
It's
the only thing you can do with those three ingredients.
If your
It's
power
actually
goes out,
edible.
it's a milk sandwich. It's,
It's a protein shake.
Yeah, it's
We,
one of those OG proteins.
When I was a kid, we used to live around the corner from a Sunbeam bread bakery, and my dad would go to the store, and they had a store out in front of the bakery, and get fresh, hot loaf of bread in the morning. He would bring it home, and he would dip fresh out of the oven bread into an ice cold glass of milk and eat that.
That
I
sounds
swear
good.
to God, grossed me out.
That sounds
But he
good.
would do that.
And people
On a
call me
regular
weird because I like buttermilk and cornbread.
I was gonna say I know a lot of people that do the cornbread and milk.
did
Yeah,
you
but
ever
he
do?
did it with fresh white bread.
Did you ever do the morning cereal thing where it was white rice with milk and sugar on it? Eat it like
No.
cereal?
Yeah,
I did oats and toast, and still do actually.
Mom would
See, what
cook
I
the
was
rice in
saying.
a pressure cooker, and if we'd been really good, she would dump in one of the small boxes of Sun-made raisins,
I would.
as the rice was, before the rice started cooking.
I
Now,
did
we
that with
always
Rice
thought the
Krispies.
pressure cooker was going to blow up and take the ceiling out of the kitchen, but
I did that with Rice Krispies. What he was talking about, like I'd get Rice Krispies, and the Rice Krispies weren't sweet enough, so I'd add sugar.
I did that when I was a
But
kid.
I
Everybody
added
does.
enough sugar that I'm surprised I'm not diabetic.
Yeah. Well, my
Oh, there-
my thing was a bowl of oatmeal and some buttered toast, and I would dip the toast in the oatmeal. and eat
Yeah,
it
I'm
that
down
way.
with that. Yeah, I'm definitely down with that.
I've
still do that
made
at
grit
weekends.
sandwiches before.
Hmm?
A grit sandwich. You take 2 pieces of toast,
Hmm.
spread grits on it, add a little butter, salt, pepper.
You know what I've wanted to do is make some grit fritters. Take the leftover grits out of the pot. You know how they congeal and they're solid, and
Yeah,
just
you gotta-
cut it up into little patties and throw
And
it in the
fry it
skillet
up.
with a little bit of butter and fry it. Give it a little crust on the edge. I
think
want to
there's
try
a word.
that.
Isn't there a word for that in Louisiana?
Yeah, grit
Poor.
fritter.
He just told you
Yeah.
what it was. Were you not paying attention?
No, Louisiana. It started off as French, but they mangled it through an onion press or something, and it came out a different word completely.
Those French have a different word for everything.
Yeah, Cajuns mispronounce it too.
Absolutely. We were doing some stuff with my ancestry tree. This was a couple of months ago. And I found out that I am actually, honest to God, Cajun because a branch of my family came to Louisiana through Canada. They weren't there long. This particular relative was born in France, moved to Canada, lived there for a long time, and then moved down to Louisiana. And this was all in the 1800s, right about the time that all the French were kicked out of Canada. And I was trying to find his name was Jean-Louis Baptiste Lane. That Lane, Laine, was my grandmother's maiden name. So her branch of the family is the one that's fresh off from France. And anyway, I was looking for the screenshot from Ancestry that I had taken that had his exact place of birth and date of birth. But yeah, he was born in France, moved to Canada, then moved down to Louisiana, and that's where my family got started and is from. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And y'all were talking about the possibilities of snow up your way. Just to let everybody know, when it starts snowing here in Chattanooga, I will be having a second camera set up, and we will go live to watch it snow on my street.
How are you going to do a second camera?
My phone.
Ah,
Oh, they've got the camera that I have. It's $69.99. They have them at Electronics Boutique. I know you guys are not like real big into that place, but I noticed today that they are carrying those cameras. They've actually got them. The one up here has them in stock, so I'm going to assume that the ones down there do as well. They had 3 different webcams in the store.
Yeah.
Because I know I was having problems finding them. I finally got mine through Office Max a couple of months ago, and I'm really happy, but I paid the exact same price for it.
Sounds cool.
The Weather
Oh.
Channel is showing nighttime freezing temperatures for like the next 2 weeks. So that's going to be fun.
I'm kind of curious as to what's going to happen when I get my little car out on there. I have not driven a car in snow and ice in so long. I've always taken the Flex, and the Flex has got the spin control. the correction.
Traction control.
Yeah, whatever it is. But it automatically, when one tire gives, another tire takes over. And my Focus is like, it doesn't even have power locks and power windows. Nothing
Feel
on
different.
it.
It's like Calvin and Hobbes bobsled.
I love that commercial today. I mean, that cartoon today.
I've
saw
never seen a
it.
bobsled burst into flames before. It's a good thing the lake wasn't frozen over.
I used to love reading that when I was a kid. I hate that he doesn't put out a cartoon anymore.
You know, yeah, but I love his excuse for it. It says, I just don't want it to get stale with old age. I'm going to quit while it's golden.
And it's still golden.
Well, he's probably doing like Garth Brooks' retirement. It's probably a contract deal. He probably lost the contract.
Let me see. Hang on a second. I'll tell you something. Bill Water.
It is weird. It really is weird when it happens. Because the first time it happened for me, it was in the rain. And I've never taken it off road, so I don't know how it would do off road.
Oh my gosh.
Traction control doesn't bother me. The braking does.
Anti-lock brake.
Anti-lock
I hate anti-lock brakes.
I know how to stop in rain. The car doesn't have to do it, Yeah.
Andy hates that. Okay, I like driving sticks, and I always get these clunkers. And Andy hates it because when we take long trips, he can't hit that button to regulate speed.
Oh, he don't know how to use.
Oh, there's not
He
a cruise
uses
control for a
cruise
manual.
control. He's
Yeah.
got it on the work van. We've got it on the Flex. He hates it when I buy a manual and I don't have cruise control. Because I like literally, I bought my Neon for $1,400 after I wrecked the Jeep because I had to have a car. I saved up 2 months worth of paychecks and bought the Neon. And then this time we took our wedding money and bought the Focus. And I paid $1,200 for it. When I buy a car like that, I'm only doing it for gas mileage. And it's a manual. But it did get us to Knoxville and back across 40 on one tank of gas. And when we filled it up, it only cost $12.
What year was that?
What?
That it only cost $12.
On Thursday.
Oh, it's got a 6-gallon tank then.
No, it's got a 13-gallon tank.
Your math is a little strange.
Gas is like dirt cheap right now.
Oh, well, where you are, I'm paying $2 and something.
Yeah, it's only we paid $1.79 before we left, and then I think we paid $1.50 something when we got back.
Hmm.
We're paying $1.67 right now.
Yeah, I think it's like $1.68. That's not terrible.
No,
Now, I've got to refill my my tank in the van here before Monday is over. I've got 105 fuel points at Kroger, which gives me a dime off every gallon of gas. And it usually costs about $35 to fill it up.
and you had to buy $150 in groceries to get that 10 cents.
Well,
What?
we're going to buy the $150 worth of groceries anyway. I might as well get a dime off a gallon of gas.
Yeah. We do the same thing with Food City here. So
yeah, we shop at Kroger, we shop at Ingles, and we get gas points at both places. And,
We paid
Dude.
$16 when we stopped off in Lebanon. We paid $16 to fill it up.
when we were in we were actually in Cleveland, Georgia this weekend. We went to the Ingles there. Holy crap, man. That was better than any Publix I've ever been in. That thing was huge. They had a sushi bar in there in Cleveland, Georgia. A sushi bar. But it
Yeah.
was awesome, man. I mean, they had everything. They had a whole wraparound counter just for cheeses. Had three kinds of Gouda.
That's the way our Kroger is.
Oh
Now,
man, if I could just
Ingles
that
doesn't have the
into
wraparound
Port
counter,
Overport.
but it has the same cheese.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
I was so impressed.
The Kroger actually has the wheels of different cheeses that they will cut bits and pieces off.
Yeah, they'll do that too.
Hey, does anybody? Y'all got me thinking of cheese now. Does anybody know if the cheese house is still open in Crossville?
Your guess is as good as mine.
I don't go to Crossville.
I know what the heck's
That's
a Crossville?
cheese department. You can't see it.
What,
It's
Blake?
a little bit out of focus.
Where the hell is
but,
Crossville?
Yeah,
Okay.
a lot of focus.
You go about 30, 45 minutes past Cookville.
Yeah, no, I don't think I've done that on purpose.
My sister's husband is from Crossville.
Actually, yeah, I think we did that on purpose when I was like 7. Because I had
Yeah,
like
they're
distant
they're
cousin or
still a
something.
Simonton's Cheese House. They're open
Yeah.
on Tuesday at 9 o'clock.
All right, let's all go.
Have you ever heard of Bath and Body Works opening at 5 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, Black Friday. Gotta get
Black
those smells on
Friday.
sale.
They're opening up at 5 o'clock in the morning for Candle Day,
When?
December 4th.
Let's all stand in line for
All
that too.
candles are $8.
Well, that would suck for the ones that are normally 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Or the ones that are.
I'm talking about the 3 wicks, which are normally $24.50.
Wow.
Oh,
They're
God,
$10
that's a lot
off
for a
right
candle.
now, and then on Candle Day they are $8. And I keep Andy keeps. Do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want this? I said no. I'm saving my money for Candle Day.
Are they
That
restocking
reminds
or
me.
the $8? Are they
What?
restocking or is that just what's left is $8?
No, every single 3 wick candle in the store, plus
No, what
what
I'm
they
saying
have in
is,
the back stock.
If you had 100 and they're $10 off right now and people buy 80 of them,
They're gonna restock.
okay. I
Because
didn't know if it
December
was one of
4th
those.
is Friday after next.
I didn't know if it was one of those wipe out the clearance, like
No,
wipe
it's
out the
this
store
coming
things.
Friday.
Yeah,
It's this coming Friday.
yeah.
It is. But they'll get a shipment in.
Hmm.
My weeks, okay, shut up, okay?
Everything.
I didn't say anything.
My weeks are all kind of messed up because it's like this week on Monday and Wednesday, I have HESI tests. I have my PEDS HESI test on Monday. I have my MedSurg HESI test on Wednesday. And then the next week, I have my finals. But also Friday, the 4th, which I thought was another week away, is my toy project where I have to log into Zoom and I have to present this toy and how it fits in with this age group.
Oh yeah, your age bracket thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that actually. It sounds like you've really been working your butt off on that and doing a good job too. And
I've already, what was it?
Oh my gosh.
Tuesday or Wednesday, I emailed my partner all of my, no, it was last weekend. I emailed my partner all my information and I haven't heard from her. And we lost a girl in our group too. She had to drop. The one who son shot himself in the head.
Yeah.
No shit.
She dropped from the program. And she was in my toy project group. So now we have to, I feel bad for her. And it's awful, the situation. And I hate that she had to drop. But it's just like, okay, now what are we going to do? And nobody's talking about it. Nobody has said, "Oh, I'll do it," or "Let's figure out how to divvy this up." Nobody's talking.
They're waiting on somebody else to just step up.
Looks like somebody got to take charge. And I'm betting she's wearing blue striped headphones right about now, too.
Yeah, really.
I've not volunteered anything. My plate is. I'm sitting here and I've got my PowerPoints in front of me and my notes there. I'm doing my study guides. I got too much shit.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. As of 7:00 this evening, I have worked 64 hours since Monday at 7:00 a.m. And tomorrow at 7 p.m., it will be a 60 or 76-hour work week. And I'll be getting double time tomorrow. Ha!
I don't miss those days.
Well, I rarely ever get any overtime whatsoever, but we've got 36 people quarantined because of the virus. We've got 4 people with deaths in the family, and they're on funeral leave. And it's I'm not qualified to do the job they're having me do right now, but my job kind of halfway overlaps with it, and I'm the only one, and I've been there for 43 years, and I'm going, oops, yeah, you want me to work 12-hour shifts? I can do that. Just because I'm daytime only right now doesn't mean that I've forgotten how to stay up all day.
That's craziness.
When I worked in photo labs, when it was schools were in and they were doing school photography, I was working 3 months straight, 7 days a week, 10 to 12-hour days.
Are you okay, John?
I am now.
Ask him if
Aim
he's
for
cold.
the heart, Ramon. Aim for the heart, Ramon.
Yeah, it does look like Clint Eastwood's blanket, don't it?
Yeah, so
Hey, firing squad will be a form of punishment in the federal legal system soon.
Oh, just in time.
What?
So far, Colorado's the only state that still has that as an option.
Yep.
Firing squad was an option for capital punishment. Is that what they call it? Capital punishment?
Yeah.
Yes. Corporals when they spank.
Okay. Anyway, firing squad was a legitimate capital punishment for a long time until everybody went with lethal injections and electrocution.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How did they work it out in like military court and stuff? Is it based on the state that the court's in?
No, UCMJ
They have a
is
federal prison system
federal.
now, so pretty much the military courts pretty much just put you in jail for the rest of your life.
Okay.
Yeah.
They won't shoot you anymore?
well, not unless you're actively deserting and won't come back.
And they haven't done one of those since World War II.
What was the guy's name? There was a movie about him. One of the Sheen brothers was in it.
Edward Sheen, yes.
It was an odd foreign name.
Execution of Private Slovic?
I think that's it.
Well, the last federal
Yeah, Slavic, yeah.
execution we had was the Oklahoma City bombers, Timothy McVeigh.
And couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
Yeah, they rotten hell.
They put him to sleep
Exactly.
like a dog.
Mm. Well,
They are talking about reinstating the federal death penalty or the military death penalty
Yeah, that's what I said.
for that Nadel Hassan guy who killed all those people over in Texas.
Yeah, Fort Hood.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I almost got the PAO job at Fort Hood back in the 90s. Wouldn't that have been odd? I wish I had, man. That was a GS-12 position. I'd have been pulling down money like a colonel.
Oh, well, you'd be doing a better job than. Never mind, I ain't going there.
You almost did.
I almost did.
It was between me and a female applicant. And she beat me.
Yeah, but you enjoyed it.
I didn't have the brand up.
I never met her.
Eddie Slovic was the fellow's name.
Mm-hmm.
And they basically they executed him as it's one of those, we're going to execute him as a warning to all the other people that are thinking about deserting.
As an example to the others, yes.
And the bad part is they gave him every chance to say, to do the right thing and go back to his unit. And he just kept, nope, I'm deserting. Dude, we'll forget about this if you go back to your unit. Nope, I'm deserting.
And actually, that wound up with one of the other. I don't know if it was the same Sheen brother or another one in a Twilight Zone. I do believe wound up. He was playing the actor that played the part, and wound up accidentally killing somebody, and spent half the night disposing of a corpse.
I hate those nights.
In his bathtub, and then the only thing that was left was the guy's head, which was in the ice bucket in his living room, waiting for its turn, and he got caught.
Is that why ice buckets are so much smaller now?
Yep.
So they don't hold human heads?
They won't hold human heads.
That's why you get 5-gallon paint buckets at Ace.
It's
$3.99, best deal ever.
Probably why it's really difficult to buy muriatic acid or any of those other nice strong things.
Yeah, you'll end up on a list. You buy that stuff.
Yeah, well, I've ended up on the list a long time ago.
But a pet pig in the backyard don't cost much.
Now, hey, y'all seen the post? What 3 items would you buy to, freak out the cashier at Walmart? Everybody's going the shovel. Mm-hmm. I said, no. A bathtub stopper, a toaster, and an extension cord.
That would work once.
And bonus points if you sort of cry and act depressed.
Yeah, I saw one today. If 2020 was a bath bomb, it would be a toaster.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh God, I saw one. I didn't watch it all the way through, just long enough to figure out what was going on. Guy's girlfriend was taking a bubble bath with a bath bomb. She wandered off while the tub was filling and the suds were coming up. He snuck in where she couldn't see him and dumped Rit.
Yeah.
No, Rit. Dye.
Oh my God!
The bathtub. It was the same color as the bath bomb. She got into the tub and then was about to get out, and she was blue from the pectorals down. And I'm going, oh, this is needlessly cruel. I don't need to see this.
That's one way to get them divorce papers signed.
Mm-hmm. That's when the fight started.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have y'all seen these videos where husbands prank wives and wives prank husbands?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even watch them. I don't even watch them.
No,
2/3 of them are fake.
Yeah.
I spent 40 years studying serial killers. I'm not going to watch that.
The last one I saw was the guy that changed out his wife's car horn.
Now that one was good. Yeah. That one was good.
Every time she pressed the car horn, it baby shark do 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 do.
I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, earlier he set it up and pulled the horn and wired it into the trailer brakes.
Mm-hmm.
Every time she'd step on the brakes, the horn would blow. But it was under the car and sounded like the rear end was falling out of it.
I remember that one.
Oh,
It's not the after show, so I can't do a very crude comment based on her intellect versus her sexual prowess.
Yeah.
So, just saying.
Hold that thought. We'll be in the after show soon enough.
Yeah. Oh, and yeah, a program note for everybody. We have a guest on Thursday night.
Who we got?
His name is Nicholas Anthony Tuckert. Nick Tuckert goes by. He is part of a small martial arts organization called the Historical Fencing Guild. He wrote a book called The Simple Sword, a manual to classic swordplay, and he also has the Big Stompy Robots game.
I would love to hear him and Mark Donnelly talk to each other.
Yeah. Oh, he was on Brian Morris's show a few weeks ago. Guys, I'm telling you now, get seat belts for your chairs. This guy is like a 6-year-old on 3 Red Bulls. And he
I have
makes
to take my laptop to the car.
he makes LARP swords.
Yeah.
And he was swinging one around or whatever and took out the ceiling fan.
That's surprisingly easy to do.
I lose more ceiling fans that way.
But yeah, Brian is going, or Nick is going to be probably one of our funniest shows. So,
Carl says he is a pistol.
He is a loaded pistol with a hairpin trigger.
Didn't they used to call those loose cannons?
No,
pretty much.
Loose cannon was a cannon that wasn't tied to the rail.
And the difference is?
Well, if you drop a pistol on your foot, it hurts.
You're sorry for things you said when what?
When you were what?
It was winter.
Oh.
Well, you got another 2 or 3 months to be sorry for.
I had one that said, "I'm sorry for the things I said when we were backing in the camper." Long as everything is exactly the way I want it to be. Oh, yeah.
I like this planner. It's got all kinds of cute little things in it. Yeah,
I seem to have lost my ability to back up a 2-wheel trailer. I used to be good at it, but no, I'm not anymore.
Have you seen my sister's latest camper video?
I haven't seen any from her in weeks.
She just posted one like 2 days ago, like Thanksgiving.
I haven't seen it. Because I like her stuff. I wish she would tone down the music a little bit, because I guess it's my age, but I'm having trouble hearing dialogue.
Offends you at this age?
What?
So Dolly Parton offends you at this age?
No. The music that she played, Dolly Parton's just the intro music. The music they play under the whole video.
Too loud?
You need to talk your sister into coming in and hanging out with us one night.
That'll be a hoot. We could all talk about RVs.
Yeah.
That's skunk crazy.
I could say a non sequitur now, but no, I won't.
I mean,
it's not gonna affect me. Talk about whatever you want.
but yeah, she does some
YouTube it's not coming up. I said, is YouTube down? It's not coming
a few
up.
minutes ago.
Haven't the faintest. I got an alert from some group that I subscribed to.
Yeah, it works.
YouTube seems to be working fine.
Working fine here. Maybe the mobile.
Maybe.
My iPhone one's working.
Yeah, mine's just sitting there spinning. And I've got Wi-Fi and LTE. Let me go to just LTE, turn off the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it's probably trying to figure out what the heck it's doing.
Yeah, my Wi-Fi is probably, well, I don't know. This is on Wi-Fi, so.
It's
Probably
going,
pulling too
pick
much.
one, pick one.
Sorry, I'm watching two old men practice fighting each other.
Sounds like fun.
What,
It's
does
the
somebody
it's the
have,
Tyson Roy Jones Jr. It's
Oh.
it's sparring, like they're not supposed to like try to knock each other out, and there's $18 million between the two of them to play fight. So
well,
Okay, Anchor Down, Dandridge, Tennessee. Is that one
Yeah.
the
Yes.
latest?
I believe
Okay.
that was their last one.
Okay. Yep. One day ago. I normally get a notice.
Oh.
She's just as cute as a bug's ear. She got all the looks in the family.
Yep.
Oh. Oh, and Heather, you don't have to worry about Monday morning. It's looking more like Wednesday or Thursday.
You've got a different date than I do for CRS 21.
I've got Saturday for 21.
No, you've got Friday.
And for those of you who don't know, CRS 21 is a rocket launcher.
Yeah, it's the resupply for ISS. You've got December 4th at 11:45.
They're going to
I've
have
got
enough.
December 5th at 11:39.
Did they ever get
Okay.
that other module up there to the ISS?
No, that's going up on this mission.
So this
That's
is
what
the
the last-
module that's going up.
Yeah.
This is the new demo or the new Dragon capsule.
And it's the new airlock.
wait. Let's hope
That
they've
man-
got the right combination for the airlock.
Did you bring the keys?
What's the combination of this one?
All right.
It's
I
just
can
a
fix
jump
that.
to the left.
I can fix that
You know,
tomorrow
I've
morning.
always wondered if airlock doors on a spaceship have keys.
No, they got the big.
handle.
Well,
Yeah.
no, it would make a sense to have them walk. It would make a sense to have them walked. Okay, just
No, you just hold your phone up against it and it goes click.
Use your ID
Well,
badge.
In the movie Gravity, it's a good thing they didn't because she wouldn't have been able to break into that Chinese space station.
Yeah.
That was a
Oh,
good movie.
and Lewis, we were talking about the Katie Sackhoff Netflix series being canceled.
Uh-huh.
Found out why.
Why?
The Disney Plus contract.
Elaborate.
she's
She's
on
in-
Mandalorian.
She's on Mandalorian.
Okay.
She plays Bo-Katan.
Oh, okay. I've read about that.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a conflict of interest, and Netflix says, no, you're not doing a Disney Plus show and keep your series here.
Huh. Well,
We're going to take our toys and go home.
did you see the one that dropped yesterday? They had the female Jedi, Rosario Dawson.
Rosario
Yes.
Dawson
I
played a
love her.
Sakatano.
I love her.
Yeah,
I do want to point out something about
I've admired her ever since Rent.
Yeah.
I want to point out something.
She was in Kids.
And what about her, Skunk?
No, not about her. I've been trying to talk about something before that. We were saying that the Netflix / Disney Plus thing, right? That doesn't sound like Netflix. There's a lot of people who have been interviewed talking about their experiences with Netflix when they've made a Netflix television show or Netflix movie, especially if they've had to deal with Hollywood prior to that, or they had to deal with the executive from Sony Pictures who says that you only get a $2 billion a budget, but that's it. That's 1 cent more, and we're not making a movie. And everything has to go through a committee, and there's focus groups and marketing, and they go, you should really use this song from this band. Boy, it'd be just so special if you could use this song from this band for your title sequence. And they hate that crap. And they go to Netflix, and Netflix is like, you have an unlimited budget. Do what you want. Just make it the best thing that you can possibly make.
It would go crazy.
Exactly. And if you've seen the stuff that's come out of Netflix, the actual Netflix original movies and television shows are groundbreaking. They're some of the best stuff ever. You've seen people who have done okay in Hollywood suddenly explode with like, why didn't you make stuff like this before? And every interview has been, because they wouldn't let me, Netflix would. On the other hand, the other company is Disney. Now tell me, which one do you think would rather have a contractual dispute over conflict of interest? I guarantee you, unless it came from her directly, and she literally came out and said, and has a quote, Netflix totally screwed me over on this. I bet you Disney was the one who was saying, if you want to be on The Mandalorian, leave Netflix.
Probably. But it was over the Disney Plus show. It was over The Mandalorian.
That's Rosario Dawson.
Yeah.
As
Was on Voyager.
Yeah. And let's be completely fair about
No,
this.
that is Roxanne Dawson on Voyager.
Oh, really?
That was her sister.
Roxanne Dawson.
That
Oh,
was
wow. Well, thank you for correcting me.
And let's be completely fair about this. If you were on The Mandalorian and you had your own show on Netflix and somebody came up to you and said, hey, you can't have that show on Netflix anymore if you want to stay on The Mandalorian, what would you do?
How big's the part and how long is the arc?
And how much money am I being paid?
There's the bottom line.
I'll put it this way. Right? Michael Biehn did an episode apparently of The Mandalorian. He did like one single episode. He wasn't even like a major character or anything. It was basically just a cameo appearance. And apparently he made enough money to buy a house. Yeah, like they paid him a lot. They didn't say what it was. He hasn't said what it was, but rumor has it like it was in the hundreds of thousands of dollars for a single episode.
Well, if they need somebody with a southern accent, I will volunteer.
I'll do it too.
I think part of the reason why it was that much was because it was Michael Biehn and somebody's a fanboy. But just hey, that's acceptable. I also grew up with Terminator. I get it. But
which one was he in Terminator?
He played Hicks. Or I'm sorry, he played Kyle Reese in Terminator.
Okay.
He played Hicks in Alien. And he's had a lot of other roles too. Those are probably his two most famous ones.
Navy SEALs. He did good on that one.
He was the chief security engineer in The Abyss.
No, he was the head of the SEAL team that they sent down to recover the nuclear weapon.
Well, no, he wasn't the head of the SEAL team. Head of the SEAL team went bonkers.
That's
he
him.
was.
Yeah, that was Michael Biehn. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Because he
I
died.
thought he was the smaller, skinny one that was trying to hold it together.
No. Michael Bihn's the one that goes crazy in that movie. He was a Navy SEAL in that too.
Yeah.
Yep.
He plays a Navy SEAL quite often, actually.
I thought he was just like I just thought he was like a security officer or something, like the head of the security officer. I knew he was the head of that group, but I thought he was just like security for the company or whatever. I didn't realize that he was a Navy SEAL. Of course, I haven't seen that movie in like 20 years. But and remember, he was a complete sociopath in that film, and one of the scariest mustaches ever.
He does have a good mustache when he wants one. That's one of those East Coast Navy SEAL mustaches. It's actually a style down in Virginia.
Was he a sociopath, or was it just the nitrogen narcosis?
Both.
Probably both.
They imply they imply very heavily that the situation that they find themselves in down there, inside of the underwater research facility, they imply that the kind of the claustrophobia is really getting to them. But it's sort of like that movie Cube. He was always crazy. That just brought it out of him.
It made it harder to hide.
Control freak.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if
They
you've
were
ever
down there
seen,
trying to recover. They were down there trying to recover a nuclear warhead, and when the aliens showed up, that just blew his whole game plan to hell.
when they were down there in the movie Cube, you had that character Quentin, right? And Quentin he's established at the very beginning of the movie, like, oh, he's the badass action hero who's going to help save everybody, and he's going to be. And then halfway through the movie, that switch just gets flipped, and he becomes the villain, and you're like, holy crap! Such a good movie. I know Joe loves that movie.
I love The
wait.
Abyss.
This is good
Yeah.
too. This had groundbreaking special effects for its time. Too.
For its time. Yeah.
Well, even you know what? No, not for its time. Groundbreaking special effects. Period. Watch that movie again. It's still good. That and Terminator 2, and Jurassic Park, and then it all went downhill from there. I was watching a movie the other day. Not Cabin Boy. They were in a cabin, and I was thinking about Tommy Boy because the same actors. Black Sheep, right? And there's a scene in Black Sheep where it's in the middle. They're in that cabin. The roof is blown off, and they're in the middle of a hailstorm. And David Spade's character,
Good night, Carl.
Harley's character, he says to him, real smart ass. He's like, "Yeah, you got to be on top. I bet you're happy now. You know." He's making fun of him, and then the bed falls, and it's CGI. And I sat there and I looked at that, and I was like, when I was a kid, I never realized that was CGI. Now, that was horrible.
When I was a kid, I slept in bunk beds, and that happened all the time.
96.
Well, Lindsay just opened the door and said to tell everybody hi.
Hi, Lindsay.
Hello.
Hi, Lindsay.
She's going to see to the cats that have not gone outside when she wanted them to.
And a big dating game kiss to her.
I think we lost Blake. Yeah.
Like who?
Oh,
Probably
Well,
had
I'm
to
not
go
gonna
here.
not gonna make a Blake 7 joke here. It would be horribly convoluted, and nobody would care.
Well,
Okay.
I do want to implore every single one of you, to stick around for the after show. I was very
What did you do?
I was very upset last week that the after show intro got ruined because I had to redo it in the middle of the show. I couldn't change it. I rushed through it and I screwed up the settings. I didn't realize the video had got screwed up. I was very pissed off. I fixed it, and the intro this week is I've already tested it. It works. It's fine. Everything's good, and it's hilarious, or at least I think it's hilarious. And I think you all will.
all right.
So
That
please stick around for
presupposes that Joe will hit the right button.
I will do it if Joe doesn't feel up to the task of pressing a single button.
Well, he's got a mark, so I can figure him out. Hey, at least we won't have this problem.
You won't.
Yeah, we can't say anything for Dan.
Yeah, really. I've still got to. The alarm clock goes off at 6 a.m. no matter what. So
On a Sunday?
I'm on overtime. There were quality control people that are either on vacation or on quarantine. Depending that I'm covering for so many people right now. There's so many situations. Like I said, I've done 64 hours already this week. By quitting time tomorrow, it'll be 76 hours for 1 week. I usually get 40. So this is going to be a good check. And I've still got all of next week to get through. And at least Monday and Tuesday are going to be 12-hour days instead of 8-hour days. So, and if anything else goes wrong with the folks that I'm covering for, I will be asked to continue covering for them because there is nobody else.
That's when you sort of no, don't demand. Just say, awful tired. A little more money would give me some energy.
I'm already going to be making double time tomorrow. I made time and a half for the last 3 days.
Did you have to work Thanksgiving too?
Yep.
Dang.
Well, no, see, I'm on. Normally, I'm on daytime only. I would get holidays off automatically, but because of this, there was nobody else available to do it except for my boss, and he's got 2 young kids under 5 years old, and I'm going, dude, no, I'll do it. My kids are grown and they don't
Make their own
expect to see
turkey.
me. Yeah. And you go spend time with your family. Everything will be fine. I spent 38 years on 12-hour shifts. I can do this. Just because I've been on 8 hours for 5 years don't mean that I forgot how to do this. And it's actually been fairly easy. There's a lot of stuff in the schedule that like yesterday and today, there was stuff that was on the schedule that did not wind up being run because we've got too few people to actually cope with that particular set of products. So we had to scale back and go to a different part of the schedule and run something else instead. So I've basically been doing 2 sets of their quality checks and 1 of mine every day. And that's about 7 hours worth of work in a 12-hour day.
Bill Sarton says, Dan, just tell him you might have COVID. That's what the kids have learned to say to get out of going to school.
Yeah, well, if I do that, I get an automatic 2 weeks off that doesn't count on my vacation time. And it would be dishonest. And I can't do that.
You are an honest guy. I will give you that, Dan.
Well, it's just the way I was raised. I do everything I can do. I don't try and take credit for things that I do accidentally that turn out all right. And I don't try and put blame on somebody else when I screw up. So
It's a way to do it.
It's a curse. It's a curse, I tell you.
No, actually, it's a blessing. I mean, I'm the same way. You know, if something goes wrong, a lot of times I'll take the blame, even if it's not. You have to build up that level of confidence to know that they're not going to axe you for one mistake, and they're probably going to appreciate it more if you're willing to take responsibility and help fix something that happened. So I learned that a long, long time ago. Nobody's irreplaceable, but when you make yourself an honest employee, that's hard to find.
Yep.
And employers definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, I have done so much that is above and beyond my job requirements over the last 5 years that people go, well, damn, what will we do when he retires? I've got management going. I've got management going. What are we going to do when you're gone? I'm going, you're going to get screwed, dude, because nobody else is going to work the way I do. I'm trying to set it up where I can train somebody to step into my job and and use my paperwork and do everything that I do except for inventing new shit. You're going to have to find somebody else that has my level of inventing new stuff to cover with all the extra things that you think of in the middle of trying to do something.
Yeah, you got to find somebody that can not only do the job at hand, but have the ingenuity and foresight to plan ahead and come up with the next process.
Yeah, they got to improvise. And I don't see that from very many of the younger generation we've got hired now. Plus, we're a union plant, so even if I mess up big time, it's not my actual job, and I've never been fully trained to do that particular job. So if I don't get it letter perfect, nobody can say a word.
Yeah, I'm surprised they let you freelance that much at a union shop.
Well, the union doesn't have much say about what I do in my free time. And my free time is anytime I'm not actually doing a particular assigned task.
Mm-hmm.
So if I've got nothing to do for one day, 2 days, because no quality test from my particular area is due that day, I can sit there and I can go, how can I tweak this spreadsheet? I did about 2 hours of that today while I was waiting on stuff to come out of the other quality tests. I'm going, this would be useful. How can I add that in? How do I write the code for that? And I figured it out. It only took about 3 Googles to figure out what the code was supposed to be. I feel like radar. It's only a 3-step finagle here.
Mm-hmm. So what does your company do?
They make fiberglass insulation for people's houses and for industrial buildings.
And he doesn't make the pink stuff.
No, it's not pink. It is at the moment it is yellow. In April it will be white. Unless they add the blue dye. I don't know that I'm allowed to say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can tell you in private, but I don't know that I'm allowed to say it on a broadcast.
Oh, okay.
But they are the industry standard. They made the original parent company made the mirrors and window glass for Versailles, the Palace of Versailles.
Wow.
Yeah, they're that old.
And your mom probably had a cookware set made by them.
No, Mom probably designed a cookware set for them. Mom's an artist. I'm just a lab tech, basically.
Stuff.
No. The pink stuff is they've got a cartoon character for a mascot. We don't have a mascot.
Yeah, the Pink Panther.
Yeah.
Ba-dum.
We're one of the other guys.
And you just made Bill Sarton happy because Bill has a Saturday morning runs Saturday morning cartoons on his what's the name of that channel, Bill? But he plays the classic Saturday morning cartoons.
Really?
Yeah.
I miss classic Saturday morning cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
I miss black and white Popeye cartoons from back when they were really surreal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back in the wimpy days.
Johnny Quest.
That too.
Johnny Quest. Is that what they showed on Captain Kangaroo?
No,
that was Clutch Cargo.
Clutch Cargo.
Clutch Cargo, yeah. And occasionally Space Angel, but that was same sort of thing. The same animation group where the only thing that was moving was somebody's lips.
I don't care what the cartoon show was. Every time I saw that animation, it just cracked me up. Just because it literally looked like they'd taken a picture, cut the mouth out, somebody stuck his lips through it, and you were seeing this.
Yep, that's exactly what it was. I think
it was done with video cameras. But, yeah.
Well, yeah. There were 3 different cartoons done in that style, and I can't remember what the third one was.
It seems like I just saw there's a modern one they do that too. But it's actually done a little better.
C-Lab 2021.
Is that it? No, it's something newer than that actually.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's out now actually.
Anime is not much better than that, to be blunt. I don't care for anime.
Oh, I had to watch some as research for a fantasy story, and I was sitting there. I was watching hour after hour after hour of these. It could have been D&D dungeon crawls, and I'm going, is there any reason for these cartoons except for girls with expensive tracts of land?
Boom armor.
Yeah. Is there any purpose to this other than the jiggle comedy? I swear. Is there a script? Is there some quality to this?
Blake and Skunk probably know what the word is that I'm thinking, but today I went to the public library here where I live to study because there's not many places that are open that we can sit down and study. And they've got an entire set of bookshelves just for the Japanese anime books.
No,
the ones that you read from the back to the front.
Manga.
Yeah.
That was super popular. I think every 5 minutes there was somebody pulling books off of it.
Yeah. And there have been some anime done from that. And
a ton of it, honestly.
Really, that goes all the way back to pre-Astro Boy, I do believe.
Manga goes back to around the same time as the Yellow Kid, like the late 1800s.
They had a lot of Naruto books.
Yeah.
Guy who runs with arms behind back. Yes. That ninja kid.
Oh, yeah. The one that invaded Area 51. This was it last year?
Last year,
Last
successfully.
year.
Yeah, they call it all the aliens.
I don't pay attention to the Japanese. I'm not an anime fan.
I used to once upon a time, but it's been
I'm really picky about
like
it.
16 years since I've cared, really.
There's stuff that I think is really, really good, and it a lot of it wound up on Adult Swim, like Cowboy Bebop. If you ever get a chance to sit through Cowboy Bebop,
that's a pretty good series.
I
only
guarantee
one season.
you it is worth. It was really just one.
Mm-hmm. And then a movie.
Yeah.
Knocking on Heaven's
Door. Yeah.
I've actually sat down and watched and enjoyed, what was it? Soul Eater?
I don't know what that is.
Not
it was
familiar.
It was a pretty decent one too. Then they got that other one, Attack on Titan, which
that one I've heard of.
That's a bit like Godzilla,
except it's giant naked people with like several rows of teeth.
I just want to point out that my watching of any Japanese anime cartoon things has been kind of ruined because of Team 4-Star. So there's a show that they did that they did an abridged version of called Hellsing Ultimate. Mm-hmm. And Hellsing's apparently like a really good show, but
it's what I've heard.
Their version of it is hilarious. Actually, anything that they did the Dragon Ball Z abridged stuff too, and that was awesome.
Didn't they do the Yu-Gi-Oh one too?
No, that's a different guy. But that guy is friends with them, and he works on a lot of their projects. So, like the
Gotcha.
Yu-Gi-Oh thing, like they even made a reference to it at one, or several references to it at one point. But the problem with it is that if I try to go back and watch those shows now, like if I try to watch actual Hellsing or if I try to watch Dragon Ball, I'm just like, these are not the characters I like. They might have been the characters I grew up with. I don't like those characters anymore. I like the ones that these guys did because they're funny.
You've seen the parody, yeah.
Yeah, the parody is better than the original.
It's like
husband
getting used to
watches
watching Rocky Horror Picture Show and then going back and watching classic horror movies.
Yeah. It's like, well, like there's one scene in, and I love it. It's in Hellsing Ultimate Abridged where one of the characters is one of the characters is threatening another one of the characters, and they're like just guns drawn on each other, and they're just slinging insults, and it is hilarious. You watch that same scene in the original version, or you watch it subbed or dubbed, and they're taking it totally seriously, and it doesn't. No, I liked it better when you all were being funny. You watch Dragon Ball Z, and Goku is just all like sitting there, just being all like, I don't know if I have the strength to be able to defeat this enemy, and it's all super serious and stuff. And you watch that same scene in Dragon Ball Z Abridged, and he's just all like muffin button, and it's great, and I love it. I love how dumb Goku is, and it's just and I can't watch those shows anymore now. And what's really messed up about that is that there's a season of Dragon Ball Z I've never seen, and I can't watch it because I started trying to watch it, and because I didn't know that it existed until a few years ago, and I started trying to watch it, and I was like, these are not the same characters. I don't know what's going on. I don't like
this is not the parody one. Oh my god.
Well, that's the thing is like the parody characters are better. It's kind of weird to say. The parody characters are better.
Damn.
Heather, can I see the rest of your sweatshirt?
What? Oh,
Can I see the rest of your sweatshirt?
What is
Was
with
that
Joe and animals at
2018? Okay, never mind. I thought there was one very similar to that back in the late 90s when my daughter went there.
they've been doing it for a really long time.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, up at Bradley Central High School.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I actually marched in Bradley Classic before Cleveland's britches got too big for them. Cleveland now only does Bands of America. If they don't pay to enter it, they don't go to it.
I was in quite a few band competitions too. I was also in DCI.
Woodwinds don't get to do DCI. He wanted to do DCI. I was trying to talk him into coming up here and doing it for Music City. But he had surgery in January of his senior year, and he didn't get cleared until right before marching season started for UT. So, but he did get to march freshman year for Pride.
I was in the Blue Raiders out of New Orleans, BLEU Raiders, not like Cleveland High School.
Yeah, I took him his senior year to DCI in Atlanta, and we went to the Georgia Dome. Well, Mercedes-Benz Stadium now, but Georgia Dome was still there when we went.
Cool.
Blake, I got to tell you right now, you have done something that is irritating me. You have a sign behind you with retro reflectors on it, and every time you change windows, it just suddenly gets brighter. And stop it! You need to get rid of that sign.
So did you go to Bradley? Or?
No, I went to Cleveland.
Oh, okay.
He went to Bradley.
What year did you graduate?
2000.
You're right
and
in
my
between.
sister was 01.
You're right in between my daughters. I had one daughter that graduated from Bradley in '98, and the other one that graduated from Walker Valley in '02.
I have a friend who graduated from Walker Valley. She was in the color guard. She was in the choir. She was in the show choir, and she did a lot of musicals.
Hey,
I don't remember what year she graduated, but she was the first class to graduate from freshman to senior year.
Heather,
for
you're
that
talking
school.
about high school though, right?
Yeah,
So you graduated from high school in what year?
2000.
You always act like you're so much older than me. That's only 4 years.
I know. I just like to pick on you
Yeah, youngin.
because some of the stuff you do is just like, oh my gosh, skunk.
What?
She's more mature. She's going to be a nurse, for God's sake. She can have your life in her hands one day.
I have had to learn a lot of life skills because when you get shit on as much as I did,
Yeah. Amen.
Well,
patience and don't sweat the small things.
and yeah.
And now I am like in the most stressful time of my life. And
Don't-
I am so happy that I learned that.
Don't sweat the petty things and don't pat the sweaty things. That's what I
Yeah.
learned.
She's a nurse. So that
Okay.
doesn't,
I
that
haven't
wouldn't necessarily
I
apply.
just wanna-
I'm
point
gonna
out
have
that
to
I haven't
pat the
actually-
sweaty things.
I haven't actually learned that though, because Eddie, this is.
Well, you kind of rage quit Thursday night.
I did. That pissed me off so bad. That was aggravating. That. fucking
Hey,
screamer.
I rage quit an exam this semester.
My boss, we were having a conversation recently, and I was like, I don't understand why, like, Daniel's never late, and he didn't show up today for work. And she goes, "Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, Daniel wanted to switch days and doesn't want to work on Wednesdays anymore." And I was like, "Wait,
Not yet.
why doesn't he want to work on Wednesdays anymore?" And she was like, "Because he's afraid of you." Wait, what? He's afraid of me? It's like, yeah, he's afraid of you because apparently he doesn't like your anger. And I was like, it wasn't directed at him. I like Daniel. I like working with Daniel. Daniel's one of the people around here I actually like. It's the rest of them that are all lazy bastards. So, because I was mad about somebody else not coming in, and he took that the wrong way apparently. So
Sounds like he's rather sensitive.
she has that. Yeah, he really is. But I mean, like I said, he's an all right dude. Sometimes
You should tell him so.
Literally 24 hours after we had that conversation, though, I'm not even kidding. It's the next morning. My boss was out on the floor and she was yelling and screaming and throwing shit. She was having a straight up conniption fit, and I was laughing as I look over in the corner and there's Daniel staring at her wide eyed, and I'm like, "You've been working with this woman for a couple of years now. You know how she is. Am I scary now?" That she's yelling at everybody except me. She's yelling
Yeah,
at
because
me
you'd
too.
yell back.
Well, no, I wouldn't do
Oh.
that.
Oh,
I got a feeling.
We had a conversation one time that got a little heated, right? And she was all like, "You're not yelling at me, are you?" And I was like, "No, I'm not. I'm not yelling at you. I'm yelling about the situation. It pisses me off, and it pisses you off too, and I know it does." And she was like, "Well, yeah." I was like, "So there, we're both mad. Fuck you."
in the same direction.
But I found out that he's going to be soon not working there anymore.
Ooh.
He apparently went off and he actually yelled at her and was threatening her and stuff.
Mm.
And so yeah, and the problem is that he was hired by Atlanta, so she doesn't have direct control over whether or not he works there. So instead, she told the Atlanta office, he goes or I go. And the guy that's only been working there for 3 months, or the person that's put like 5 years into this company. Let's see what happens.
Mm.
And hopefully,
They make him the boss.
fuck, if that happens, I'll quit on the spot. I'll move. Where do you live, Dan? Roswell? What?
Athens.
Athens?
Yeah.
Okay, you live in Athens. Okay, yeah, if that happens, I'm going to quit my job and move to Athens.
We need
I'll go work
UPS
with Dan.
drivers. Yeah. Well, actually, they are hiring.
But UPS? Oh,
No. At the factory where I work. Basically, the job requirements is don't get caught on your cell phone, don't go to sleep, and are you willing to work overtime?
yeah, but am I driving a van?
Nope.
I don't want to do it.
You'll be watching a machine run and cussing a blue streak when it don't run right.
Oh, great. Yeah. I've had a job like that. Did I ever tell you about the time I almost cut my fingers off? And the guy that did cut his fingers off?
Mm.
No, this guy, 100% true story. And I'm not saying that the company was bad. I'm just telling the story from my perspective. We were working in a steel plant over in Chattanooga somewhere that I would tell. Like I said, I don't want to demean this company. They're a good company. They made shelving units. The company made shelving units for some particular organizations, stores that you would go and shop in for things like home improvement items. And that's what we were doing. It was the holidays. They were opening a whole bunch of new stores, and they were wanting to get all these shelves and stuff put into these new stores because they're expanding for holiday stuff, right? So we were working 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. You'd come in for your shift at you would come in your shift at 5:30 at night and go to 5:30 in the morning, right? 12 hours nonstop. You got an hour lunch break, and we got every 2 hours you'd go take a smoke, right? That last smoke break gave you one last little hour push that you had to finish everything up, and then you could leave, which was really nice. I actually did like working there, except for the fact that it was working a brake press. That's all we did. Me and the other guys that worked in this particular area, it's like 8 of us in a row, 4 on each side, working 8 brake presses. That's all you did. You put a piece of metal in there, hit the brake press. Piece of metal in, hit the brake press. Piece of metal in, and then you throw the metal to the side, and then we take the metal over to another guy, and he'd weld it, right? And there were a few other guys that were running CNC machines and a few other things, but that's all we did. And let me tell you, it's the most mind-numbingly boring thing in the world to go put. And after a while, especially if you've been doing it for a couple of weeks.
Very familiar.
Yeah, if you've been doing it for a couple of weeks, you start to pass out, especially because you're working 12 hours a day. And you go home, you basically have enough time to sleep, wake up, eat, and then go to work. So the night that this happened was the last night that I worked there. This was the last night that I worked there. I go to put a piece of metal in, and the next thing I know, I'm slumped over, and the tip of my finger is inside of the brake press.
That's not good.
The tip of my finger was gone. It ripped it off along with the glove. It hurt like a mother, but I didn't say anything because I didn't want to get in trouble. I just put a new glove on and went right back to work now with my finger hurting. Not even 5 minutes later, there was a blood-curdling scream we all heard through our earplugs. We look over, there's a dude walking away holding his hand. Right behind him is the boss, who has a wad of paper towels that are red, dripping with blood. Turned out he fell asleep, put his whole hand in, sliced it off at the knuckles. Lost all 4 of his fingers. He got him reattached, and the last time I saw him, he barely had any feeling in his hand. Yep.
Well, guess what, Skunk?
I don't know if you could tell. I was trying to hurry through my story there to hit that button.
Yeah.
Why'd you do the no thing?
We need
It's the end of the show.
right after that. We need the old clip from Laugh-In of either Judy Carn or Goldie Hawn in the Go-Go with the body art.
I could see that, but it's kind of sexist nowadays.
Oh, I think I sent everybody a link, right?
Don't know.
I don't need no single.
Oh,
link.
and Heather, I figured out what the problem was. When I made it up, at the time I made it up, I couldn't. It was just past the 7-day
I gotta get my legs
limit on setup, so it's corrected. I was trying to figure out. I know I did it right.
Did you ever send me that link, by the way? You ever send me that link, Joe? Send me that link.
That email.
Yeah, that thing.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
And guys,
I do have one question. How are we going to get John back his ops duty here?
I'll have to fix my computer.
Yeah. It's.
Joe's got to send him a code.
I gotta see.
No, I have to fix my computer first.
Yep.
What's wrong with your computer?
I lost all my security credentials, so it won't remember any passwords.
I don't think StreamYard does that, but okay.
No. Well, I
It
don't have my
affected
password to get in the StreamYard.
All right. Well,
And I'm not going to the after show.
yeah.
Heather is very, very, very tired.
I'm pretty
And
tired myself.
Lewis is tired too.
But I'll join the after show for a minute, I think.
We
It
have
may
to
be a-
be. We have to be in the after show just long enough to see Skunk's little button pusher thing.
Yeah. And it may be a short one. We may only do a 30-minute. But all right, let's wind it up. Say goodnight, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Let's go to the.
I have slept the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand and touched the face of God.